In today's video, I want to talk about how to activate your longevity genes and slow the process of aging, and even in some cases, reverse aging. So all this information is based on the work of David Sinclair. He is a professor at Harvard who has studied anti-aging basically his entire life. And he does lots and lots of different experiments, and he's made many discoveries on how to slow aging and activate your longevity genes. So everybody has natural anti-aging mechanisms in their body that regenerate cells and that tell your body to be younger. And this is actually a process called hormesis. And you can activate these mechanisms by turning certain genes on, and you can turn these genes on by doing certain things in your life, and also certain molecules turn on this process. So I watched a bunch of, hour and a half long talks with him, and so I'm just going to condense it all into this short little video to give you the main points for how you can slow the process of aging in your own life. And the good news is a lot of these tips are free and they're just lifestyle changes. So the number one way that David mentions is eating less. Yes, eating less. They did tons of experiments with mice, and they have found that when you don't eat as much food, it activates hormesis and keeps you younger and slows the aging dramatically. So this professor recommends skipping meals. You've probably heard of intermittent fasting, but he said there's no really set rule of you need to fast for this many hours or it's not going to work. He says just do it as much as you can. Don't eat 3 meals a day. It's really bad for your body. It causes a lot of inflammation and speeds up the process of aging. So he actually only eats 1 meal a day. He said usually 70% of the time. And I've noticed this with myself. I naturally never ate breakfast basically my entire life. I just woke up naturally not hungry, and I usually wouldn't eat until 3 or 4 hours until I was actually awake. And this has served me so well in my own life. I've never had any weight issues. I don't really feel like I look older than my age. I'm 31 right now. So I feel like that's played a huge factor in my own life as well. So if you can, just don't eat 3 meals a day. Even if you just skip breakfast, you could probably add a few years to your life just by doing that. And he also mentioned that if you fast for more than 3 days, it actually activates some kind of deep healing mechanism in your body that clears out all the old damaged cells and proteins and kind of resets your body. Obviously, that's not really realistic for a lot of people's lifestyles. If you work a full-time job and have kids, you can't just go fast for 3 days. But if you have the opportunity to do so and experiment with that, it does activate that deep healing mechanism, and I just wanted you to be aware of that. The second is exercise. Exercise causes damage to the body, and when you cause damage to the body, it activates hormesis, where there's the regeneration process, and your body wants to stay young. So any kind of damage that doesn't kill you and is within reason is good for the body. So exercise, cryotherapy, cold therapy, where you go into the cold and you experience, it's pretty uncomfortable, experience discomfort that also turns on these mechanisms, causing stress to the body, but in a healthy and controlled way, appears to turn on this hormesis. Another thing that will increase your lifespan is if you don't smoke. Smoking damages the DNA, and it's very, very correlated with age-related diseases that will cause you to die sooner. So that's a given. If you can, quit smoking if you're a smoker, and if you don't smoke already, well, you have an advantage. So that is another thing that he mentions. Also, the type of food matters. He basically said that if you eat a lot of meat, it's associated with age-related diseases, and you age faster if you just basically eat a bad Western diet, high in meats and high in processed fast foods. Be reasonable about it, whatever suits your lifestyle. I would just say don't eat as much and try to cut your meat if you are a big meat eater. Of course, if you're an athlete, don't starve yourself. It depends on your lifestyle. But I personally just don't eat red meat, I'll eat fish, and I don't really eat poultry very often. It's a rarity for me, and I just don't include it in my everyday diet, and for me that works. So do what you can in your lifestyle that's going to work. And the last thing is a supportive social community appears to help you age better because it evokes feelings of love, gratitude, all of these really positive emotions that have been shown to boost your immune system naturally. There's a book called The Blue Zones. It studies, I think it's called The Blue Zones, I'll put it up here. It studies all of the longest living societies and what their lifestyle habits were. So I really invite you to read that book as well if you're really interested in anti-aging. And a lot of them have these lifestyle habits. They don't overeat, they don't smoke, they eat a very healthy whole food diet, and they have very strong social connections. So all of these play a huge role in how long you're going to live and how healthy you are going to be. Now let's talk about some of the molecules that you can take. So resveratrol, if you supplement with it. So resveratrol turns these genes on as well. So if you're looking to supplement, that's definitely a great supplement to increase your lifespan and to make you look younger. He also mentions sunscreen because the sun heavily damages the skin. There's a lot of studies that it shows that it damages the DNA in your skin, mutates it. So wearing sunscreen and just avoiding the sun in general. I mean, obviously it's not like don't ever go outside, but if it's a really, really sunny day, don't be out in the sun too long because it does damage your skin. I personally wear sunscreen every single day. There are so many good sunscreens out there nowadays, and basically it's just like a moisturizer. It's not greasy at all. So I always put SPF on my face every day, even in winter, even when I'm indoors, just as a daily habit because I know it's going to keep my skin looking young and prevent the sun damage. If you want more details on these lifestyle changes, I invite you to check out his book. It's called Lifespan. I'll link it below in the description. This guy's amazing. He's literally dedicated his entire life to learning this information. So I really respect him, and I take what he has to say seriously because this is literally his life's work. I hope that this helps you guys age younger, and maybe even if you make 1 or 2 lifestyle changes, like maybe you skip a few more meals a week, or maybe you decide that you do want to start exercising regularly, it is definitely going to help you in the long run. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!